on the morning drive. Make it a date with Divine and Martin Efanshu, aka Lady D and Meta, from Monday to Friday from 7 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. on the morning drive. On 66.5 FM
Ụtụtụ onye mara mmadụ mmadụ abụọ ndị ọma na-ege ntị n'ọrụ mgbasa ozi ebe ọ na-adịkwa na 3.5 FM n'ụbọchị tata bụ Tuesday mkpụrụ ụbọchị 25 n'ọnwa Ọktoba 2022. Otu nkeji ka o ji bata elekere asaa n'oge newspaper headlines. Anyị ga-agazi ozi wee laghachite azụ n'ike gụpụtara gị ihe dị n'akwụkwọ akụkọ mba mejupụtara n'ụtụtụ a. Emetụkwana mmadụ ibe n'ikwu okwu.
Do you know that you have the right to quality broadcasting? The National Broadcasting Commission says any person, group of persons, or organization aggrieved by the contents of the broadcast or the conduct of a broadcast station may lodge a complaint to the station and all right to the Director General, National Broadcasting Commission, number 20, Ibrahim Taiwo Street, Asokoro, Abuja, or send a mail via info@nbc.gov.ng. Please ensure that your complaint includes name of the broadcast station, title of the program, date and time of broadcast, and essence of the complaint. Also, remember to include your name, address, telephone number, email, and append your signature. Note that a complaint must reach the NBC within 14 days of the queried broadcast. NBC, your right to quality broadcasting.
Ọ bụrụ na ị ka na-abata ka bụkwana n'ọrụ mgbasa ozi ebe ọ na-adịkwa na 3.5 FM nke ịbatara n'ime ya n'oge newspaper bụ Tuesday. N'isi akwụkwọ akụkọ ndị anyị ji akwụkwọ akụkọ Guardian, Punch, Nation, Premium Times, Daily Trust, Vanguard, This Day, Sun, yana akwụkwọ akụkọ ndị ọzọ ma ọ bụrụ na ihe ohere batara anyị. Mana gaa n'iru ga-aka isonyere anyị na Facebook page anyị ahụ ya live at ebe ọ na-adị 103.5 FM. Gakwa n'iru ka izitere anyị akwụkwọ na SMS maọbụ na WhatsApp na 080-9666-1035. Ị ga-enweta anyị ma ọ bụrụ na stream anyị online na mixlr.com/gistfm. Abụ m Divine.
And I'm Martin. Let's get started with the Guardian newspaper. Rishi Sunak triumphs to become UK's new Prime Minister. Nigeria raises stake, secures $1.8 billion facility from Islamic Bank. 2023, women threaten boycott to engage Tinubu, Atiku, Obi, others. Federal government, why we don't want Kanu released. Government dares foreign airlines to shut down operations, threatens reciprocity. Nigeria still at risk of importing wild polio virus. National Primary Health Care Development Agency warns. Arrest attackers of Jandor. Akindele campaign train. PDP tells police. ISWAP attacks Boko Haram camp. Kills 6 terrorists in Borno. Nigeria banks on Fakados, shuts in wells to pump 2 million barrels per day. Treasury single account worsened varsities funding, says ASU. Terror alert. Experts urge federal government to tighten security around soft targets. APC has destroyed foundation of Nigeria, Obaseki laments. Buhari canvasses free speech, denounces misinformation, hate speech. Falana deplores poor treatment of flood victims. Court orders final forfeiture of Desiana's Abuja homes, cars. Rivers Vigilante Group nabs 32-year-old suspected armed robber. Court declares Otu authentic APC governorship candidate. National Agency for Science and Engineering Infrastructure prepares youths for next industrial revolution. United Nations Development Program Chief identifies factors hindering development of Lake Chad Basin. Nigeria loses 1 trillion naira yearly to patronage of foreign printing firms by INEC, UBEC, others. U.S. Consulate General attacks new Mandela Washington Fellows on life-impacting issues. Oyetola flags off 19th edition of Osun Food Support Scheme. World Bank urges leaders to invest in pandemic prevention initiative. African women query United Nations climate policy as Swiss Nigeria Forum seek clean waste management. Education shouldn't be business, says proprietaries of Best School. Ganduje unveils book on deputizing and governance. National integration key to growth, development, clerics declares. Federal government to revolutionize mining sector, says minister. EFCC arraigns 4 for alleged vote buying in Osun poll. Government plans innovation-driven enterprises for digital economy. Lagos State government tax community leaders on promotion of positive masculinity. Nigerian Medical Association urges federal government to declare emergency on brain drain. Delta APC unveils campaign council vow to take over power. National Board for Technical Education shifts focus to practical education in curriculum. Chimamanda to deliver lecture on freedom of speech at BBC Radio 4 with lectures. Oshoni Animation Ajiboye advise Tinubu Obi Atiku on empowerment. Taraba retirees protests against non-payment of pensions, gratuities. Nigerian Security Civil Defense Corps dismisses 15, retires 19. Nigerian Security Civil Defense Corps dismisses 15, retires 9, suspends 7, others over extortion, forgery. Flood prevention. Buhari gives minister 90 days to produce master plan. If Nigeria was a company, it have been sold to service debts, says Imumulen. Akwa Ibom APC governorship crisis, court rules on Eta Enang's motion, November 28. ASU appeals to federal government on integrated payroll and personnel information system. Council lauds Buhari for action on Niger Delta Development Commission leadership. Nnamdi Kanu, appeal court reserves judgment in federal government stay of execution application. NAFDAC alerts Nigerians to suspected fake drug in circulation. Governorship candidates woos electorate for Tinubu. Nigeria loses over 1 trillion naira to foreign printing firms patronized by INEC, UBEC, others. Unregulated use of digital platforms posing global challenge, Lai Mohammed. Buhari congratulates Chinese leader on re-election. 2023, PDP inaugurates governorship campaign council in Sokoto. Buhari vows to deliver Nigeria Air as parting gift. U.S. Embassy alerts on terror attacks in Abuja as DSS calls for calm. Gambari inaugurates 804 United Nations Development Program houses to resettle displaced persons in Borno. Standard Organization of Nigeria certifies pressure vessels for speedy takeoff of refineries. Bayelsa next to produce Niger Delta Development Commission substantive boss, Ijaw Group tells Buhari. Yoruba youth tackles Afenifere over defense of Obi's endorsement. Ohaneze faction backs Ibazo for Abia Senate seat. IPOB denies mounting roadblocks, burning trucks, says security agencies plotted action. Technology has created alternate economy in Nigeria, says Nigerian Communication Commission. Terrorists kill 2, abduct 3 in Castina. Rivers monarchs seek medical care for flood victims in internally displaced persons camps. And lastly, cholera cases, deaths surge amid nationwide flooding.
The Daily Trust. Oyebanji swears in SSG, AG in Ikiti. IAEA trains Nigerian scientists in handling radioactive sources. What you should know about the UK and US security alert. Nigeria's economy will get better after tough time. Afri-Invest GMD. Tax evasion. 5 weeks after closure, First Bank reopens for business. No foreign airline will lose funds. CBN. Nigeria Euro bonds overcome Moody's negative watch downgrade, riding on Angola. Nigeria ranks 103rd among 121 countries facing hunger crisis. AFDB. NUPRC moves to raise oil production to 2 million barrels. Islamic Development Bank approves 788 billion naira funding for Nigeria. FRSC confirms 21 injured in Niger auto crash. Lagos State government sets pace for disaster management. Plan International constructs 2, rehabilitates 8 PHCs in Yobe. Man arraigned for terrorizing Kwara Varsity students. Kubwa man hospitalized after drinking Mkpuru dies. Tension as header cuts off farmers' fingers in Abuja community. Federal Capital Territory Administration FAMSEC commends media, seeks more collaboration. Teen Drive seeks dissolution of 4-month-old marriage. Police arrest 2 burglars in Ekiti, recover valuables. Fire service foils man's 3rd suicide attempt in Osun. Dad, son electrocuted in Ekiti. 2 suspects supplying sexual enhancer SIM cards to bandits arrested. Police deny redeployment of Kwara CP over arrest of journalists. Man remanded for sexually abusing daughter for 7 years. Achieving sustainable peace between herders, farmers. How Nigeria can tackle perennial flooding. Consultations or conspiracies. CNI Leasing assures shareholders of enhanced return with expansion drive. India 2022. Gusau hits goal as Flamingos seek World Cup finals berth. Olushola advocates using sports as developmental tool. National Honours Awards should be honourable. Middlesbrough name Carrick as head coach. Suleiman and the commercialization of NPF. Delta 2022. Sports Ministry reverses decision, released Paralympics sports. Delta 2022. Sports Ministry reverses decision, released Paralympic sports. Former Sports Minister Dalong loses 33-year-old son. Why you should vaccinate your child against polio. Experts have on strategic purchasing for improved health service delivery. Experts urge federal government to pass mental health bill into law. Britain, between the rotted lotus and the stale beer. Why climate change must define our elections. The Nigeria Air Project and realities of our time. Keeping elephantiasis at bay. Patients, health workers agonize as electricity company cuts power supply in Niger hospitals. Second phase of sugar policy to attract more investment, Sugar Council. CBN, NIBSS unveils National Domestic Card Scheme. Experts brainstorm on political economy of health for national development. I haven't signed any pact with PDP governorship candidate Tambuwal. National Assembly lacks constitutional powers to fight corruption. Lawan. Nigeria must get it right in 2023 for Africa's sake. ECOWAS. Why we won't campaign for Atiku, Wike, APC, PDP clash over Tinubu's campaign manifesto, attack on Jando's convoy. Implementation of judgments draws Africa top right institution to Ethiopia. Interrogating corruption perceptions in Nigeria's judiciary. Brew seeks FEC approval for draft data protection bill. Air Peace marks 8th anniversary to connect more cities. Why APC takes painful decisions. Fani Kayode. Obaseki, Nigeria will break up if Tinubu wins. Muslims barred from redemption camps. Morik raises alarm. Diziani's multi-million-dollar mansions totally forfeited to federal government. Visa ban. Nigeria has what it takes to be better than Dubai. NIPSS DG. Court orders final forfeiture of Diziani's multi-million-dollar Abuja mansions, vehicles. 15 civil defense personnel dismissed over misconduct. 2023. Nigeria must get it right for Africa's sake. ECOWAS. Buhari gives ministers 90 days ultimatum to produce flood prevention plan. Portable displays dollars knocks those who shamed him for not going to school. Traffic rules, why they are dynamic and why you need to stay informed. ASU, federal government to resolve UTAS IPPIS disagreements in 3 months. Tax evasions. 5 weeks after closure, First Bank reopens for business in Kogi.
And now we move over to the Punch newspaper. 5 women give birth in Anambra internally displaced persons camp. Don't ignore medications. Doctor advises hypertensive patients. Federal government decries non-regulation of social media, digital platforms. Air Force kills 30 terrorists in Zamfara. Truce declares support for incoming British Prime Minister Sunak. Police probe attack on Jando's campaign train. Gunmen attack Benue community, kill 2. Buhari congratulates incoming British Prime Minister Sunak. Obasanjo advises Nigerians on unity of purpose. Floods. Buhari demands action plan. Bayelsa gets donation. Deziana forfeits Abuja mansions, luxury cars to federal government. Obi's supporters kick over Obaseki's comment. Joint task force arrests suspected oil thieves in Rivers. 10,296 Nigerian doctors practicing in UK, says Nigerian Medical Association. Soludo seeks national emergency to tackle erosion. Government plans to improve fire emergency responses. Nigeria LPG Association partners NLNG, NNPC on domestic gas supply. Oyo Forts Fashola on Lagos-Ibadan Expressway delay. Africans in diaspora get platform to showcase achievements. Lagos GIZ partner on micro, small and medium enterprises growth. Lagos GIZ partner on micro, small and medium enterprises growth. Federal government moves against Kanu's release. Court reserves ruling. Flood. Monitor rainfall pattern. Lagos State government advises residents. EFCC arraigns 4 for vote trading during Osun poll. Men in military uniform kill 2 in Ogun. Nigeria's election outcome will affect West Africa, Economic Community of West African States. Federal government slams foreign airlines on boycott threats. About another flooding, Nigeria Medical Association urges federal government. We must defend freedom of speech, says Buhari. Wike submits 18 commissioner nominees to Rivers Assembly. Police probe Lagos PDP campaign train attack. Osun EFCC, okay, we've taken this. Osun hunters seek appointments on forest security. And still on the story is making the headlines on the Punch newspaper this morning. Another King Solomon, netizens react to Oni's marriage. Dedicated lecturers leaving Nigeria, frustrated ones left. Oshodeke. Assault. Nasarawa Varsity dissociates self from lecturer. Nigerian Security Civil Defense Corps approves sanctions for 31 erring officers. ASU, federal government to resolve UTAS, Integrated Payroll and Personnel Information System issue in 3 months. Buhari advocates media literacy to curb fake news. Kano's continues detention, insult to Ndi Igbo elders. African Development Bank commits $210 million to Nigeria's agro-processing zones. 2 killed in fresh Benue attack. Hoodlums attacked AAC assembly candidates in Ogun. Court orders final forfeiture of Desiana's Abuja properties, cars. Meet Rishi Sunak, Britain's youngest prime minister. Kwara Poly graduates 7,781 students. Telecoms contributes $70 billion to nation's economy. Nigerian Communications Commission. 5 things to know about new Oni's wife. Kano. Appeal Court reserves judgment in federal government stay of execution request. South African civil servants threaten strike over wages. Civil war. Ethiopia, Tigray meets for peace talks. Ex-sports minister Dalong loses son. Attack. I didn't chase policemen's families away. Suleiman. Obi condemns attack on Apostle Suleiman, mourns victims. Kwara State University gets National University Commission approval for new courses. Voter register. Coalition of United Political Parties alleges plot to arrest spokesperson. Residents, firemen foil suicide attempt in Osun. Appeal Court rejects federal government's request for adjournment. Don't abandon your marriage for peanuts abroad, cleric. Ondo Varsity gets National University Commission approval for new courses. And lastly, federal government in court seeks stay of execution.
The Vanguard newspaper, Atiku blasts Tinubu over Dubai comments. 2023. Why Nigerians should vote candidates with best experience, achievements. Patriots Roundtable. Over 10,000 doctors left Nigeria for UK in last 7 years. Nigeria Medical Association. Flood. Buhari gives minister 90 days ultimatum to draw up plan. Why geometric power plants? Aba Power are in Aba. Image. Qatar 2022. Expanding the frontiers of global football development. Rotary Club vaccinates 2,000 girls against cervical cancer. How prayer can solve Nigeria's security challenges. Cleric. Checks open Lagos office. Visa. Nigerians should stop going to Dubai. NIPSSDG. PANDEF inaugurates flood committee for Niger Delta victims. Atiku's campaign document filled with Buhari's ongoing projects. APC. Threat of terrorist attack. Police conduct security exercises in FCT. Panic as petrol shortage emerges in Lagos. We must defend freedom of speech. Buhari. Rishi Sunak warns of economic challenges as he emerges UK Prime Minister. Quarter 3 2022, UBA's gross earnings up 23.3% to 608 billion naira. How we prevented flight suspension, Emefiele, Biafra, why we won't release Kano, federal government tells appeal court. How I plan to fix flooding if elected president, Peter Obi, NECCI announces 2022 Public Relations Roundtable. Pension asset rises 7.5% to 14 trillion naira. 2023, APC will win all elective positions in Delta, Omagege vows. Presidential debates bias, processes flawed, Pachuku. India celebrates Diwali's festival with display of lights. Rivers PDP won't campaign for you, Wike tells Atiku. Tinubu's manifesto, Lagos APC blasts Dele Momodu over plagiarism claims. Nigeria's economic diversification policy aligned with Canada's export capability. Christoph, 2023, Enugu PDP governorship candidate and asset for good governance. Nnamani. Stocks, pounds, rise as Rishi Sunak becomes new British Prime Minister. Xi Jinping secures top 10 as China's president. We need stability, unity, UK Prime Minister Rishi Sunak tells MPs. Nigeria Medical Association Week. Borno government provides staff quarters, approves 65 years retirement age for medical personnel. 5 things you probably didn't know about new UK Prime Minister Rishi Sunak. India's delight in Rishi Sunak's rise to UK Prime Minister on Diwali.
And now we'll move over to the Nation newspaper. NAFDAC targets World Health Organization's maturity level 4 certificate. Lagos gets fire stations, 62 firefight assets to federal government. Federal government firm teams up for skill development in hospitality industry. Floods. Lagos puts Ikoyi, Lekki, Victoria Island residents on red alert. Oyo youths back Makinde for second term. NNPC optimizing oil and gas investments for economic development. My agenda for Lagos by Labour Party candidate. Group endorses Obi for next year's presidential election. Of awards, credibility and accountability. Buhari directs development of prevention action plan within 90 days. A hard assignment for security, says Obi. 2023, Tinubu will deliver, says Southwest agenda for Asiwaju leaders. And lastly, APC tackles PDP shifting over remarks on Tinubu's action plan.
Ezinụlọ Nwoye Ego Zọba nke Iruazom Oranto Village dị n'Ugbo ji obi aṅụrị wee na-akpọku ọhaneze nụrụla onye nsọ bụ nwa anyị nwaanyị, nwanne anyị nwaanyị, nwunye, nne, late Mrs. Elizabeth Nwadele Nwoye Egozoba Igbonebu Nil Nwabufo ka ọ gbachara 101 years. Usoro edimozi ya n'ụbọchị Wezdee bụ 26 Ọktoba a ga-amụrụ ya anya abalị na mbara ezibe ya dị na iru Azọm Ọranto Village dị n'Okpo. N'ụbọchị Tọzdee bụ mkpụrụ ụbọchị 27 n'ime ọnwa Ọktoba na ọkụ 10 a.m. A ga-akara ya ụka elimozu na mbara ezibe ya Nwoye nwa ya nwoke n'aha Ezinụlọ. Gekwa ntị n'ọkwa nke a dị oke mkpa. Egekwana akụkọ ndị ọchọnganoko, akụkọ ndị anya ukwu, ndị onyakpa eli ozu, ndị na-ebugharị akụkọ ụgha na achịcha bred adịgboroja wee na-akọ akụkọ na-asị na achịcha nke ha na-atọ ka nke Love Bite bread. Asị biko. Love Bite bụ achịcha akwara aka wee mee n'ịdị ọcha pụrụ iche, ejikwa ihe nri pụrụ iche wee mee Love Bite bread. Enweghịkwa oyiri ya chaa. Egekwana ha ntị, ekwekwana kwechiri na ọ bụ Love Bite ka ị ga-azụ, maka na ọ bụrụ na ọ bụghị Love Bite, ọ dịghịkwa ka Love Bite. Love Bite bread bụ naanị 800 naira n'ọdụ ahịa bread niile dị na Naịjirịa. Maka mkpesa, ajụjụ na ndụmọdụ, kpọtụrụ anyị n'igwe okwu 08149828254. Love Bite bread maka ọdịmma ezinụlọ. You won't just sit down, they look all them yama gents. Carry you and your family, they do play. They cause disease and infection them up and down. Oh, now we supposed to protect ourselves and we surroundings against them yama gents. Now it be why Hadis, where they make isogenicide, come produce individual pine fresh antiseptic, where they apply all them yama gents one time. Come drag them come up for your skin and house, office, school, hospital, hotel, church, restaurant them, and all them public place, pata. Go carry better make sense, fine fresh sense. Put her for house, make man pikin for breathe wella. Digital fine fresh antiseptic, they're very gentle for your skin, but can't be consuming fire for all them germs. They're very effective, and you know they tear pockets in your cause. You go figure and buy for pharmacy, supermarket, and all other shop them. If you want follow body carry and enter market, take you green 0703 924 6169. Digital fine fresh antiseptic for better protection. Them.
I have heard. With total submission to the will of God, we, the entire family of Mbasho of Uru, Oji Village, Ogidi, Idemili North Local Government Area of Anambra State, regret to announce the death of our beloved husband, father, brother, and uncle, late Mr. Sunday N. Mbasho, aka Suroko, who passed away on the 26th May 2020. Burial arrangements, 27th October 2022, weapon mass at his compound, Uru Oji Village, Ogidi, 28th October 2022. Funeral rites at his compound, Uru Oji Village, Ogidi. Governance visit follows immediately after Mass. 30th October 2022. Altar service at Our Lady Catholic Church, Ogidi. Left to mourn him, our wife, children, brothers, sisters, and many relations. May your gentle soul rest in peace. Signed, Chupu Joyfu Mbashu for the family. Never grow.
Do you know that you have the right to political broadcasting? The National Broadcasting Commission says any person, group of persons, or organization aggrieved by the content of a broadcast or the conduct of a broadcast station may lodge a complaint to the station and all right to the Director General, National Broadcasting Commission, number 20, Ibrahim Taiwo Street, Asokoro, Abuja, or send a mail via info@nbc.gov.ng. Please ensure that your complaint includes name of the broadcast station, title of the program, date and time of broadcast, and essence of the complaint. Also, remember to include your name, address, telephone number, email, and append your signature. Note that your complaint must reach the NBC within 14 days of the queried broadcast. NBC, your right to quality broadcasting.
Ọka bụkwa anụ n'ọrụ mgbasa ozi bụ na 103.5 FM Kisinamu n'ọnụ n'oge newspaper headlines. anyị na live na ebe ọ na-adị 103.5 FM na Facebook page anyị. Zitere anyị akwụkwọ na SMS maọbụ na WhatsApp na 08066661035. Ị ga-enweta anyị ma ọ bụrụ na streamụ online na mixlr.com/gistfm. N'isi akwụkwọ akụkọ this day, anyị nwere akụkọ Doctored medical personnel of face strike action. Lagos PDP Guber candidate says he's undeterred. Ekweremadu, Enugu community seeks divine. Bauchi High Court stops EFCC from disrupting states. Oyo faults Fashola's claim on Lagos-Ibadan Expressway. Avion offshore to produce pressure vessels in Nigeria. Kambuwal inaugurates PDP state campaign council. Tinubu's wife supports Benue flood victims with 10 million naira. Tackling the problem of flooding in Nigeria. NBA president, Nigerian judiciary is not corrupt. The price of staying in the game. Umo Eno is set to take Akwa Ibom to greater heights. A powerful rejoinder and a disappointing tweet. CJN to swear in new senior advocates November 28. Akwa Ibom CJ urges courts, law enforcement agencies, law firm advocates philanthropy to aid. Whether arrest warrant justifies circumventing. Illuminating insights into Yoruba influence on Judaism. Illegality on Nnamdi Kanu's rendition from Kenya. A court undermines the judiciary at its own peril. Securing judicial independence, the way forward. NBA celebrates Nigeria's independence anniversary. Call for entry. Gain micro grants for Empowerment 2022. C&I Leasing assures shareholders of enhanced, strengthening corporate governance ecosystem. Buhari to Water Resources Minister come up with flood plan. Last copper, a court above the rest. National Assembly too weak to curb corruption, wasteful. Osibanjo, SAP's program to provide food security. Customs against fraud threatens more SAM. PDP celebrates Tambowa. Thinkri Ugwani Mohammed. Rishi Sunak is Prime Minister. Markets rally. National Directorate of Employment trains 30 youths in Edo. Coalition of United Political Parties (CUPP) claims police trying to cover up alleged plot. Liberian VP Mimiko charge Africa on new global. APC chieftain gives recipe for Nigeria's rebirth. Campbell settles backlog of retirees' gratuities. Approval of Sugar Master Plan Phase 2 will attract more. Okada ban, union to issue digital identification. Buhari congratulates Chinese President Jinping on re-election. Nnamdi Kanu, appeal court reserves ruling in federal government's motion. 2023, PDP chieftain scores member of National Assembly low. Kambuwal inaugurates Sokoto PDP campaign council. Tinubu's education-friendly policy has won students' vote. Abia lawmaker chides Wike for defending Ikmazu over project. Oni to marry sixth wife today. 36.6 billion naira federal government spending on trader money. Others wasted. Opposition party warns against alleged plan. Nnamdi Kanu, appeal court stands down federal government scheme.
And now we move over to the Premium Times. After 7 years in office, Buhari asks ministers to develop plan to prevent floods. Rishi Sunak set to be UK Prime Minister. SSS calls for calm amidst fears of terror attack in Abuja. Flood devastate farmlands, raise fear of food insecurity in Nigeria. National flood disasters, why we need to act proactively. US, UK warn citizens of possible terror attacks in Nigeria's capital. State of the race. Tinubu repeats APC's 2015 promises in manifesto. Allen Onyema's alleged fraud conspirator begs US court for supervised release. Nigeria fails to condemn Chad's fatal crackdown on protesters. Only 5% of Nigerian lawmakers are women is about to get worse. And lastly, why I will devolve more power to other tiers of government. Article.
Now, some newspaper, Kano appeal court reserves judgment in federal government stay of execution application. Buhari decries use of misinformation to aggravate insecurity, cause distrust. Army tasks senior NCOs on enhanced civic responsibilities. APGA reps candidate begs Buhari to release IPOB leader. We don't trust federal government, ASU tells Gbajabiamila. Produce flood prevention plan in 90 days. Buhari orders water minister. Pandef sets up committee to coordinate delivery of relief materials. European Union lauds counter-trafficking efforts. Flood. Be at alert. Lagos tells residents of Ikoyi, VI, Epe, others. Nigerian Medical Association asks federal government to declare emergency in health sector. Abia North Group picks Bishop Onuoha as consensus Buba candidate. Emeka Offor hails federal government, Nigerians over polio eradication. 2023, Nigeria at crossroad. Lawan. Ali Mekena condemns attack on Apostle Suleiman, killing of security agents. Articles posters missing as River PDP kicks off campaign. Nigeria decides 2023. MPUN hails Buhari over inauguration of APC Presidential Council. Obi pledges not to have underperforming service chiefs, ministers. Nigeria decides 2023. Enugu West Dynamic Ladies support Ostangu for Senate. NLC endorses APC Guba candidate in Kebbi. Nigeria decides 2023. Furore over plot to remove INEC chair. Nigeria decides 2023. Abia South, Abaribe no match for Igbazo. Nwanorue Transportation Commissioner. Nigeria decides 2023. Amowo Odofin will vote massively for Tinubu. Nigeria decides 2023. Lagos 2023. PDP campaign train moves to Ojo after Badagry attack. 2023. Nigeria at crossroads. Lawan. Road to 2023. Can Youth Wing declares war against propaganda. Nigeria will collapse if Tinubu emerges president. Obaseki. Ex-Minister Nakande dumps APC for PDP. Na Tribune, presidential candidates must reveal plans for women to earn our support. Manifesto. Benin ancestors helping Davido, says Oba of Benin. Social investment. Kwara governor approves 200 million naira grant for 4,000. Experts underscore role of accountants in nation building. Bauchi government reiterates commitment to maintaining polio-free status. Minister hailed SAP's inauguration by President Buhari in Abuja. Lagos APC fought Dele Momodu for accusing Tinubu of plagiarizing Abiola's manifesto. Abia North picked ADC's Onuoha as consensus Guba candidate. Kwankwaso reconstructs public primary schools, donates transformer to Nasarawa community. Incorporating beauty pageant opportunity for youth to embrace Yoruba cultures. Gani Adams, 2023, I'll fight insecurity, youth unemployment, Taraba ADC rep candidate. Alaba market reopens Tuesday. Lagos needs breath of fresh air. Jandor. EFCC arraigned four for alleged alleged vote buying in Oshun, cases of depression, anxiety in Nigeria have increased by 20%, psychiatrist. Ọ dị mma ka anyị gaa gụpụtara gị ozi ndị mmadụ zitere anyị na WhatsApp. Eji m akwụkwọ si n'aka Chike Okoye from Ogidi, Biafra. Why we won't release Kano, federal government tells appeal court. Though federal government is totally afraid that the releasing of leader of IPOB will worsen the security situation in the southeast. I totally disagree with that statement because it will rather guarantee peace and tranquility to the southeast particularly and nation in general. And federal government denied him fundamental rights because they believe that nation security has been totally jeopardized in many areas. Dalorin Chike Okoye. Eji m akwụkwọ si n'aka Edozie Zedinubu from Osilo Obunike. I am not even against forfeiture of Alison Madueke's properties. My only gross is that the fulcrum of anti-corruption in Nigeria is lopsided. It is always unfavorable to those out of power. Hence, the real reason behind political prostitution among our politicians. Once you refuse to join the ruling party, your chapter of corruption cases will be visited and revisited. When they succeed in confiscating your properties, the same circle will siphon the recovered wealth. So what difference does it make? Since the inception of Buhari administration, Abacha loans recovered is partly enough to even offset Nigeria's debts and even resuscitate our ailing economy. But no, the so-called corruption fighters have siphoned the same monies again. Nigeria will hail thee. Edozie Ezedinubu from Osilo Obunike, Dalogene. Eji m akwụkwọ Polinizu from Onitsha. Tinubu, okay. ASU federal government saga are words and us most. 2 weeks after suspension of strike, no school activity is going on in campus due to non-payment of salary. May God help us. Odimadalogene. Last couple from Okuzu. I have a question to federal government. Does it mean that our federal government is above the law? Court has granted Nnamdi Kanu bail. Then what kind of right does federal government have to disobey the court order to keep Nnamdi in DSS net up to date? Dalorino. Ejima Christian Ufundo from Onitsha. Federal government has no meaningful reason why it should not release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Federal government should know that the earlier Nnamdi Kanu is released, the better it becomes for the country. If federal government thinks that holding Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will make the forthcoming election a peaceful one, it's a very big mistake because the idea can make the situation worse than ever. Okay? Free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu if you want peaceful election come 2023. I am very happy now that our Igbo elite have started to understand what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has been talking against the type of leaders we have in Nigeria. Now they come to know that Igbos are not regarded as anything in this country. Federal government released about 101 Boko Haram terrorists, but refused to release a man who has not killed even a person of half. This has shown everybody in this country, especially Igbos, that we are not one. Let us go our separate ways. If Igbo elites keep mute, after Kanus, theirs will follow hence. We are not needed in this country by other tribes. Let us stand against what is playing out between Kano and the federal government so that it will not affect all of us. Darling, all of us. Darling, Mazi Christian Ufundo. Okechukwu from 33. We must get it right this time, not the time for. We must get it right. This time is not the time for ethnicity or religious politics. Vote wisely. Insecurity alert from US and UK embassy about terrorism plans attack in Abuja. Our security agents have to take it serious to stop the attack before it happens. Dalurine Okechukwu. Valentine Edene from War. Most of churches and schools are lucrative business in Nigeria today. For instance, missionary schools in those days when white men were in charge, there, there were flexible enrollments in schools. But today, after congregation and worshippers might have paid their last dime school, to erect church school afterwards, the enrollment and school fees won't be affordable to poor ones in the society. Is this not pure business? Is it how to promote Christianity? Where is Christ's life? Where is love? What joy does it give you when you are educated while others are illiterate? Dalovine Valentine Ekene. Na Facebook page Ejimara for Dr. Mrs. Uma Olebara from Owerri. Sad that this government has succeeded in reducing our health sector to mere consulting clinics. It is really unfortunate that we are losing our best brains to other countries who value what they have. Failure of a government to provide functional health care to its citizens calls for calls to question its performance. The health minister keeps speaking like one who is not grounded in his area of work, and that's what we get area of work, and that's what we get when square pegs are put in round hole. So unfortunate. Darling Dr. Mrs. Uma Olekara from Owerri. Ejima Chinedu Oneka, congratulations to the new Prime Minister, Minister Rishi Sunak. Such a young leader is what we need in Nigeria, and not an old man who is of the same age with my great grandfather. Dalowin Chinedu Oneka. Ejima Sinaka also Francis from Amagonse. Atiku's poster missing as Rivers State PDP kicks off campaign. Well, from the looks of things, Ayu's refusal to step down may spell doom for the party ahead of 2023 general elections on the basis of lack of equity, fairness, and justice. And also still talking, Buhari giving the Power Resources Minister 90 days to come up with action plan towards tackling the ravaging floods. That's a good one. However, the federal government should, as a matter of urgency, collaborate with other relevant agencies and come up with a measure towards checkmating the incidents of flood. May God help us. And Voice of Mbi say, I totally concur with Obaseki for his comment saying that Nigeria will break if APC wins 2023 election. It's already obvious that Nigeria had been divided already, but will be officially made known come 2023. Also, Wike should know that no one is more Catholic than the Pope, and he should accept the fact that he had been dribbled into it, and it's now obvious that with or without him, Atiku can still coast to victory if truly it's his time to rule. Dalo Rinne. Na SMS eji m akwụkwọ si n'aka Mayor onye Njikoka from Abagana. Why will federal government still hold Nnamdi Kanu? You see what we are saying, that federal government is not obeying court order, but ASU obeyed court order. Why federal government won't borrow leave from ASU, knowing fully well that they are educated people. They are just trying to cause more trouble for us here at Southeast. Please, federal government, obey court order. Biko. Dalorin Mayor from Abagana. Ejikwa m akwụkwọ si n'aka um, onye edere apịa ASUU federal government sag ASUU federal government saga, our words and us suffered most. 2 weeks after suspension of strike, no school activity is going on in campus due to non-payment. Okay, ọ dị ka nke si n'aka Polynews. Ọ dị mma ijikwa mara akwụkwọ ọzọ si n'aka Honorable Onyedika Osape. Federal government refusal to free Mazen Nnamdi Kanu despite court ruling is like staying on top of a keg of gunfire. Negligence of rule of law and ignorance of minor repairs makes change inevitable and compulsory. Continuous killings of insurgents Continuous killings by insurgents is an indication that the promises made by the federal government are just a mere fallacy, that banditry has come to stay. Promises and strategies are not a template or benchmark to know who the cap fits. Nigeria in crossfire, there is no need for pretense. The nation is bleeding. Dalorine Honorable Osakwe, Donna Abitike from Oboji. Federal government cannot release Mazin Nnamdi Kanu because if they do, there will be peace in Southeast and it will pave way for Obi ahead 2023 for the Magdalene. Now, WhatsApp, ejikwa akwụkwọ ọzọ si n'aka Ebuka Nwabufo from Amawa Ogbunike. Is there people that above the law? Is there people that are above the law in Nigeria? Why are some set of people holding court order against Mazen Nnamdi Kanu's release? Country without no law do not exist. Thank you. Yalurinne. Ọ dị mma ọkwa n'ebe a ka anyị chịkọtara ya n'isi njedebe n'ụtụtụ a n'oge newspaper headlines. Ọ ga-adị n'ụtụtụ echi mgbe anyị na unu ka ga-amalite ọzọ n'oge newspaper headlines. Aha m bụ Obido.
And I'm Martin.
Ka ọ dị echi niile. Ndewo.